Hello everyone, this is Jer. I'm playing Oxygen Not Included. It has been far too long since I played this, or any game for that matter. I see that there's an update to Oxygen Not Included called Whatta, and I see some meteorites striking this asteroid or heading this way, and this looks like there's this little cannon that's going to deal with that. I don't know if that's going to be on the home world or some of the extra asteroids that you fly to, but I guess I'll find out in time. Let's discover what is in Whatta. Let's go to start up a new game. Survival mode is always let's go spaced out. Let's not choose the default one. I'll choose this one here. And I'm going to do a selection, probably look for something that's metal rich. I'll click this a few times until I get something that I like, and then I'll show you what I've got. So this is the asteroid that I chose. It is metal rich. It has metallic caves. It also has a frozen core, which may help me cool things off. Let's look at story traits. Oh, there's a new one. Okay, I'm not familiar with this. Ancient specimens. This is probably going to be one of the main focuses for this playthrough. What does it say here? This asteroid has a few skeletons in its geological closet. Track down the fossilized fragments of an ancient critter to assemble key pieces of gravitas history and unlock a new resource. Okay, I wonder what that's going to be. I will find out in time. Now, one of the things I'm a little bit worried about is I haven't played this game in a while, and I could easily fall into some of the pitfalls in this game that I've forgotten about. So if you noticed I start to do that, please send something in the comments and I could potentially adjust this as I play through. Otherwise, I'll head towards my selection of my dupes. Just going to select my dupes here. Just want to point out I see a new trait. Rock Fan gains attribute bonuses during meteor showers. It's making me a little bit nervous that there might be meteor showers in the actual homeworld that we land in, but I'll find out in time. So this is my dupes I'm going to be starting with. The first one is Scientist, that has strong researching skills along with a quick learner. We've got Miner, which is interested in digging and building. And Engineer, which is a little bit more rounded than the other two. They like operating, building, supplying. They're probably going to be working towards Metatronic engineering skill. I'm going to call this Green Rocks since I think we've got a lot of trees on this world. Let's go in there and have a look to see what this asteroid looks like. Dupes have just landed. I will pause it right away, and okay, notice this is a new button. First of all, let's have a look at that in a second. Take a look at the temperature. It looks like I've got a hot zone over here, cold zone over there, and comfortable 22 degrees in the main area. Some pips around, some temporary excellent food that I'll be able to use in some of these arbor trees. And a lot of aluminum ore. Is metal rich, so I've got that built in there. Let's experiment with this button. This is new. Oh, new blueprints unlocked. Print. Underdog sports gloves. The muted stripe minimizes distractions, so its wearer can focus on trying very, very hard. Gloves common. New, okay, it's going to print something else. Algae wedge, it can be arranged into a giant green polka dots. Drywall. Okay, sure. All available blueprints claimed. Okay, I guess that's the different flavor stuff you can build. Alright, I need to make a little bit of a plan here, and then I'll be back and we can get started on this asteroid. Okay, after a little bit of planning, I think I'm ready to go. Get my dupes to start digging. They were going to create a washroom or lavatory and a place for the dupes to be able to sleep. So that the lavatory will be down here, and the barracks is going to be up here. dig out this area because this is going to give it a little bit of oxalite, produce some oxygen for them to breathe so they can work and breathe at the same time. I'm going to try to plan this so I can create some rooms early on. Have it on slow mode right now. Speed things up when I start to get a little bit more comfortable again in this game. But I'll take my time for the time being. So only one of the dupes has strong digging skills. I should say strong digging skills, but better digging skills than the rest. That is, of course, minor. Okay, do we have any metal? Okay, we're gonna have some metal. I want that to create some doors. I can create a door here and a door here. I remember that barracks can be, it could be an issue with these little shine bugs waking the dupes up, so I'm going to add a little bit of space between the barracks and the cot, or the door, the barracks and the cots. Put 3 of them there. This oxalite's going to run out, so we'll put a flooring there. Hopefully all this can be created before the end of the first cycle. We will see what happens. Alright, so I've got a wash basin here. Let's put in at least 2 outhouses. Try for 3. But I definitely want 3 cots. I'd be okay if I just had 2 outhouses. I think we'll be okay. Oxygen is low down in this area here, so what I might want to do is dig down. Not sure if the dupes are actually going to get time to dig in this, but perhaps the first cycle anyways, they can hold their breath the first time they use the washroom. Okay, I think I've got enough tasks that I feel comfortable speeding things up a little bit. Plan is, if I get all this constructed, I think the first thing I'll do is dig out down here so I can get some more oxygen for them to use the washroom. I think I might even speed things up to the fastest setting. Tubes are going up and down. Okay, so the barracks, let's just verify that that is a barracks. It is. So it's going to give me a +1 morale bonus for the dupes when they sleep at the end of this cycle. I think we're going to have time to dig out down here, so let's do that. This is going to allow a little bit more oxygen for the dupes to use the outhouses in. Is that now a latrine? It is, so we're going to get a morale bonus when they use that. That's not a bad thing. And I'll build a research station with some power. So that's going to be needed very soon. Scientists will be getting to work on that. So that's going to help the oxygen situation a little bit. Should be getting close to the end of this cycle. There we are. First cycle, we have a latrine and a barracks. So I will fast forward to the next cycle where we'll put together a research station and start advancing in this game. It is the next cycle. Going to dig out some area over here. We got to start some research. In order to do that, though, I need power. See, do I have any algae around? That's not going to be my supply of oxygen. I forgot about that. I'm on a different asteroid than the default. So water's going to have to be my source of oxygen. So getting up here sooner than later is going to be essential. So let's build a path going up there. Also going to have to think about food. Start to grow some food over here. I need some research in order to actually do that. Let's put a manual generator in and a battery. Actually, remember that you don't want to have a manual generator without a battery in the line, so actually I'll put a higher priority on completing the battery. I'll have to choose a place to put oxygen production, which I'll need the research for. So I'm going to have to very much focus on oxygen because right now I'm getting a little bit of oxygen via oxalite that's going to run out, but I need to produce my own via water. So now I've got a manual generator. Someone can do research. That's going to be scientists. Let's have a look here. It is this machine here that I need more than anything else. I believe electrolyzer. Let's get scientists to work on that. Put some dirt inside the research station. And they're doing some research. Continue the process of getting up here to get access to that. That's going to need some, I'm going to pump up there. So let's bring up copper wire. Or I guess it's technically aluminum wire. So research has been complete on a pump. An electrolyzer. Dupes are still making progress getting up here. So I'm just going to do some research on farming because we're going to want to think about food. Maybe in a place to eat, the mess table. I think that's just about going to be the end of the second cycle. So we're not going to be producing oxygen yet, but I see lots of oxalite around. I can even dig into other areas that have oxalite, so I'm not too worried about that. We'll go to the third cycle, well, where I'll hopefully have a pump over here and have an electrolyzer down here. So scientist has finally broken into this area that can get access to water. So what I'm going to do, this is probably overkill, but I'm going to try to get the dupes to avoid getting their feet wet. So I'll just build a pump right here. We don't actually need to do that. Let's give that some power. And that's going to allow us to pump water into a liquid pipe. This is the pipe here. It's going to go down. I'm going to choose this as being the location for producing oxygen. Electrolyzer that will go right here. And while that is being done, we'll also start to grow our first pieces of food. So we're going to start with mealwood. We'll definitely want to upgrade to something better, but you got to start somewhere. Can speed things up, and we'll see if we can get some oxygen created. May not. Oh, got time to select another dupe. Alright, decorating, tidying, and research. I don't like this, so what I can do is save the game. Actually, let me do a save as. This one's the third cycle. I'll just put 3 there, and I will reload and get new options for duplicates. Oops, it's the wrong one. Green rock. Load that save, and we will see what choices I get. I'll keep doing this until I get a dupe that I'm happy with joining the team. So after a few reloads, I found this dupe that I like. They are going to be a rancher. They also do supply decorating. They're a quick learner. So click on them and hit print. They're going to join the team. I will want to make sure that I've got a cot available for them. We're also going to go into the schedule, create a new schedule here, wipe everything, hold on, wipe everything out. I'm going to offset this such that they sleep in a slightly different time than the other dupes. Pretty much the exact same thing except for everything's offset, so Rancher is going to go into that one. That's just going to make it such that they don't all sleep and use the outhouses and all that at the same time. Oh yeah, the other thing, priorities. Scientist with researching, no, I don't really need to worry about that. Miner, I'm going to put on digging. Engineer can leave that for now. Okay, first planter boxes exist. We'll plant some mealwood seeds. Final touches has almost been put in the electrolyzer. Maybe, oh no, I guess we'll, there's more to that. I think that's going to be a cycle 4 thing. But progress has been made. And we're starting to grow our first piece of food in a planter box. So that is one thing I definitely have not forgotten about this game, is it's all about food and oxygen. Food and oxygen. If you do those two things, then you're surviving. Oh, this doesn't have power. Guess that's going to do that for this cycle, but I'll be back in cycle 4 where we'll start to get some oxygen out of the electrolyzer. So the pump has been enabled. Let's look at the water layer or liquid layer here. That's going to send water down here, and I'll start to produce my first bit of oxygen other than relying on oxalate. I'm going to dig out a place for my dupes to be able to eat. It'll be down here. It's actually, you can actually dig down a little bit. That's going to be nice because I can get carbon dioxide to fall down to keep it out of the general living and working area for the dupes. So there I see some water going in, and I'm getting my first bit of oxygen produced on this asteroid. So that's good. Not much food is being produced, but that will change as we start to dig out. That's right. I've got to look for these buried objects. So I'll start to focus on digging those out. Put door here and here. And I'll have a spot for the dupes to be able to eat. It's going to make it a mess hall. I'll upgrade it to a great hall in time. Actually, I can get a scientist to do some of the research to make that happen. I now have a place for my dupes to be able to eat. Just verify that that is a mess hall. It is. That's going to be prone to a lot of carbon dioxide. So what I'm going to do is dig out this area, especially with all the oxalate there. That's going to send a lot of oxygen up in that area, but it's also going to allow carbon dioxide to fall down. It can also get down here, especially if I can dig out to this area in time. So I've got that. What else? I need some sort of decoration. And then I'll be able to quickly upgrade this to a great hall. I need to make this room bigger if I want to make that happen. Put the water coolers somewhere in here. And when scientist is ready, we'll put a plant box in there to upgrade decoration so we can actually make that a great hall. Just noticed that this button has become blue again, so I'm going to try this out. Print. That's new Grub statue. All right. I don't know how this works, whether just the longer you play, the more things you unlock. I'm assuming that's how it works. Anyway, I'll continue on unlocking various things as we go. Oh yeah, I have not built yet a pitcher pump. Do that. Maybe what I'll do is build a ladder so the dupes can get over. Put a pitcher pump right here. It's going to allow my dupes to put some water in the wash basins. The dupes are upgrading this to a great hall. Well, I'm going to need some, actually, I was going to say, the pips may have buried or planted all the things, but I think there's a single seed around. As long as they can get to it before the pips, otherwise I can easily dig one of those out. Just have to verify that that's actually big enough. Actually, is there any new type rooms? Lavatory, I've seen that in the last update. I think that is the same as I've seen it before, but let's look at the Great Hall. That needs to be 120. In this room, is that correct? The Great Hall needs to be, minimum is 32. We're 52. We're fine that way. Actually, we should now have a Great Hall, getting a +6. So when the dupes eat there, they're going to get that right away. Now I dug out this area, and I'm going to open this door. I'm going to try to hopefully trap a pip in here. I'm going to get them to plant some things because I want to make a nature reserve in this spot. I'll even do the research for nature reserve, hoping I'm going to get a pip inside that area. Oh, no, actually, forgot. I'm going to need the advanced research capability first. And that's going to need some power, so we'll put a power into that. And I think it's also probably a smart idea to increase the amount of food that I'm producing. So we'll work on that as well. I was lucky enough to trap a pip in this area, so I'm going to put some seeds in here. I see that here the research was complete for being able to produce a nature reserve. Let's dig out some of these decorative plants. I'm going to need 3. I already have 1 in there. I'm going to want to plant them such that they go from left to right. So I'll try to put one, maybe one right here is the next one. We'll see how this goes. Lower priority for these ladders. This is essentially just blocking the pips from planting it anywhere else but this location. I'm going to up the priority of putting seeds here. Don't touch that seed. Ah! Alright, I've got my first seed in here. Want 2 more. And I'll see if I can get a nature reserve built out of this area. If that happens, I'll want to create a door here and here, such that I get my dupes to walk through this area when they go through this future nature reserve. Oh, and I think we should focus a little bit more on food, because I don't want my dupes to starve. It's nice to have a nature reserve. Starving, not really a good thing at all. First skill point is ready to be assigned. Oh, actually, Rancher already had a skill point. But anyway, that's Scientist. They're going to get Advanced Researcher. Rancher, do I want to have them have ranching skills? Oh, they can't do that right away. Let's advance towards ranching. Yeah, give them farming 1. And I can see the pip here is planted 2. I think they have. Well, maybe they haven't. Oh, they're about to. Oh, here it is. Pip is putting in seed right at that location. That's 2 of the 4 of those guys that I need. I can see one of the dupes didn't have enough to do, so they built that ladder. I've destroyed that one, so hopefully the next seed is going to be put in right there. In the meantime, I think we need to be focused on getting more of these seeds. Where is some buried objects? There's one right there. So hopefully a number of these will be some mealwood seeds. We also want to make our way down here so I get a place for carbon dioxide to fall down. Now building a supercomputer over here. Oh, Pip has put in another plant. That is good. I actually dug this out. I think that might be necessary to make all this happen. If that's the case, then I think the next one after, I've got 3 here, I'm going to need to stop for 3. I think the Pip will put one right there, and then we'll have enough for a nature reserve. But we're having problems up here. Let's miner. Let's give them hard digging. Let's give engineer improved carrying. Now miner can actually dig this piece out, which they couldn't before. Notice a little bit of hydrogen building up. That is from this guy here, electrolyzer. We'll have to deal with that in time. There's not a lot. Oh, a little bit more water over here. I have to watch the amount of water that I have. Oh no, there's some down here, some down here. So we're okay. Also a little bit of polluted water I can use as well. There is a supercomputer. Not sure if this is the best thing. Like I mentioned before, I haven't played this in a while, but I'm going to make the next investment this nature reserve. This one is, this asteroid's an easier one, so I think it should be somewhat forgiving in terms of this, as long as I get food and oxygen. So I get to keep digging out these those little spots to try to find some more mealwood. And oxygen-wise, we're looking really well with our electrolyzer running now. But I think it's mealwood seed. That is got to be the focus, I think. Temperature is something to consider as well when I'm growing food. So I've got cold and hot spots all around me. So actually I may want to avoid growing things around here. Now I'm a little bit, let's see, cancel that copy setting. Let's just avoid that cold area. I'm getting a little bit nervous with the food situation, so instead of accepting another dupe at this time, just take the gift, which happens to be algae in this case. Just waiting for this Pip to plant something right there. See, research is ongoing on that nature reserve. Scientist is just about... No, never mind. Thought they were just about to complete research, but a little bit more power was needed, I guess. And I guess that's going to be a next cycle thing. So I see that Pip has put in another plant here. We are still working on research. I'm assuming that's the... yeah, we're waiting for water. So this pitcher pump has finally been created. Can allow the Pips out of here. Open that. I'm going to put some ladders here. I remember these are necessary because I'm going to have a nature reserve go all the way around here. But the dupes don't actually get the nature reserve bonus unless they have the ability to sort of walk on something when they go through. So that's why I'm putting those ladders there. So I haven't forgot some of the tricks of this game. We will see. I think I'm going to finish this episode when I finally complete this nature reserve shortly. But we'll see if I'm able to manage some of the more advanced concepts in this game, including getting in here and dealing with uranium ore and the advanced research that goes with it. But right now, it is primarily about food and oxygen and upping the morale for my dupes. Actually, let's make sure we plant this, speaking of morale. Research has been completed on the park sign. That's going to go right here to make a nature reserve. And let's up the priority of building these ladders and the park sign so we can sign off for the first part of all this. In the next episode, I think I've got to deal with the hydrogen that's going to be building up from the electrolyzer. Going to do some advanced research. I want to switch to a better source of food. But for the meantime, we've got mealwood. Oh, that's right, food storage. Almost forgot about that. We're going to have to create some sort of cooling system and store that in a non-oxygen environment. And I'd like to upgrade this to a washroom so that the dupes don't have to spend time cleaning out an outhouse. So lots to do, even before we get to some of the new stuff in this game. And at some point I'm going to get to the top of this and find out whether there's actually any asteroids that fall. Okay, let's see here. I've got a Great Hall giving a +6, and I've got a Nature Reserve also given a +6. So a decent start, given the fact I haven't played this for a while. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next episode where I continue on and discover some of the new features that has been put in this game, and Oxygen not included. Till then.